What are you doing? Did you give him a big number?
I can take him.
Everybody.
Whoever.
Everybody.
Oh my God. That's what they
Oh, yeah. Don't put it like.
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow. I just put a picture right out.
Hey, you guys, sorry, I am trying to get my phones to charge. Give me 1 second.
Be right back.
That's just get a ball. So. you- I took off that. What is that? What is naked? Hey, you guys get over here. You need a mat or you'll get leg on foot? I go over there, and then you go there. And the back. Yes. Good. Hold it up. Take your right leg. Pull the ball in. Five.
All right. I am here finally. Welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for your patience. Appreciate you. So today we're going to be continuing our turtle series on how to open stubborn people up from the turtle. Today we're going to go over the no-gi options that you have. I was thinking about either doing something simple, which is going to be difficult for somebody to apply for a dummy, but I'm going to give you that option in the beginning now. We'll go over it for a little bit of time and then we'll do something fun for opening people up, opening stubborn people up from the turtle. Okay, so go ahead and Amy, grab your dummy. I'm set up over here. I'm gonna grab my dummy. Position him. This is why I kind of wanted to do the fun one for people who only have a dummy, because they're not gonna get as good of an understanding on the first move as they will the second one. And also it's just more fun to do. So sometimes when people are turtled up, it's very difficult for you to get into this area, right? Between the elbow and the rib cage. They're staying tight, they're staying crossed up. They're either gonna stay crossed up like this, or they're gonna stay tight in the shell and make sure that you can't get it at all. So what you're gonna use is your body across the back. And so something that I talk about a lot in, well, I don't talk about a lot, but I'm gonna reinforce this concept a lot as we go through it. It's the idea of cross body control. So I'm putting my hand up like an X on the screen, right? To give you that visual of literally cross bodies. You're making that diagonal, you're controlling the body in this diagonal plane, all right? So from corner to corner. So, and this example with the dummy, when they're in the turtle position, how can I gain cross body control? Well, it's going to be cross and forward back. So I'm going to start to reach in for the cross arm, okay? Now, I might not be able to get pulled into it because the person's gonna be super tight. What I'm looking for is that crowbar action that we did with the geese when we're having that lapel into the armpit, right? We're pulling and we're using our elbow as a crowbar to pry across the back. We're gonna do the same thing, but this time it's gonna be across the neck. So you're gonna be getting as deep as you can across your dummy or your training partner into their armpit, and you want to try and gable grip, right? And you're going to use your elbow this time across that upper back scapular area, and your whole body and lap, you're going to be leaning on their body until you're able to pull them over, and your knee will stick in to that hip opening. You can grab for the opposite side, and you can start to get into this cross body control into the leg, right? So I'm going to be using this hooking action with the legs. Very similar to the hooking action for the trap position, when we have this figure four lock, right? So I have one leg inside, the other foot's across, and I'm using my flex foot to hook and pull that leg out and maintain a nice control from here. You don't want to pull them over all the way. If you do, you'll have to unhook and then use a turkey action to continue them onto their belly. All right, so let's have Sarah and Cha do it first to each other, so Amy, you can see a better example. Sorry, I have Olympic lifters in the background. Somebody must have been lifting something heavy, and that's why you heard all that screaming. They were cheering them on. Okay, yes, exactly. Let's have Sarah's head face the camera first, right? So Amy can kind of see a little bit more towards the camera, like more straight on, so Amy can see your shoulders, right? Exactly. Now with your close arm, yeah, you're going to dig in to her armpit here, yeah, her far armpit, the far one. Your close arm, her far armpit, right? So you're coming across, over the top of the shoulder into the armpit. Yeah, exactly. Now you can gable grip from here. So try not to go too deep. You want to use your elbow across her neck to crowbar, just similar to how we did before. Exactly. So switch your knot, so the knot's on the other side, so you can lay your lat. Yes, you're gonna lay your lat on her head. Exactly, exactly. Start to tuck your knee inside her, between her elbow and her knee, in that space. And you can use your outside foot to peel across her ankle and start to pull her over. Exactly. Yep. Just like that. Yep, figure four hook. Yes, exactly. So you can do here. Yep, you can start to work. Boom, boom. So now let's do another angle for Amy so she can kind of see the side of your body and your feet as you hook in. So we'll do one where Sarah is like more sideways. Yeah, a little bit more sideways so you can see more of your feet. There you go. Perfect. So she's in. He comes in. Yeah, you really want to face her feet this time so you can lay your lat over her head. Yes. Yes, and smash her head. Use your lat to smash her head to the ground. Boom. If she's starting to get on top of you, Cha, roll her onto her belly. So continue the motion. So if she falls flat on top of you, so pull her on top of you a little bit more. Right? She falls here. Continue the motion over to the other side to the point where she's on her belly now. all the way, smash her all the way on her belly. So you're gonna have a back mount. Oh, you lost space. So we kind of got into that position. So it's a little funky, but okay. Boom, boom. Yeah. Do it again because your feet aren't in the right position. Before you do it, I'm going to talk about this maneuver in wrestling. It's called the Turk. I use this a lot when I want to keep control of people and really smash my hip weight down. So the Turk is, say somebody is on their side, right? They're here. And they really want to try to pull their body back flat so then they can kind of start to turn into it. I'm going to use the Turk, which is my foot hooked into their foot and kind of weave over, right? So I'm using my heel to weave over. And I'm doing like this donkey kick motion back, but also out, right? So I'm here, and I can turn out. This is a Turk, right? I really want to get my legs high up off the ground, and it also helps me drive my hips in. So if I end up in that position where I'm using my foot on top, and they start to end up on top of me. Look at the long camera. You guys will be able to see it better, right? I have this figure 4 motion. I'm going to use my Turk here, this outside hook. So my hook is inside the leg and my heel is pulling outside. I'm using my turkey motion, that hip extension motion, to continue them over. And also that sits. All right, so I can smash them back down. Got it? Okay, so play around with this for a little bit. Amy, go ahead and play around with it. I'll be watching you guys and give you guys notes as you're drilling through. If you can get your toesies over her calf too and really hook around and weave your foot around, yeah, more control. You might not always be able to get it, so as long as you have the heel in contact, he's good.
Bigger circle. Good. That's in your feet.
Good job, Amy.
Yeah. And that's your over and flip, right? There you go. Got it. No, leg, all hands. Big circle.
Yep, get your hook in, Sarah. Get your hook in. The bottom hook. Other hook, other hook, other hook, other hook. Switch your hooks. There you go. If she's staying that way, then you're gonna go for the twister or just continue to her back. So you'll take your bottom arm, swim it into her neck, if you can. The other arm behind her neck. The one that's really on the bottom, yeah. And start to work into her back from here.
We were about to roll into my bike.
I know. I can say you're losing space. Yeah, nice, Amy. And then Amy, try the 1-2 where the person lands on your belly, so they're way too on top of you, and then you'll use the Turk to continue the motion over to their belly. Boom, they're in here, hook inside, Turk them. Yeah. You'll have to do the Turk to the back mount where they're on their belly. You just might need to move closer to me so you have more space to do it. Yeah. Get that bottom hook in and then continue the motion. So you should be going all the way to your belly. Yep. Yes. Very nice. Yes. And sometimes you won't get them all the way flat to their belly. Sometimes they might end up more on their side, and it's fine. Just maintain that Turk and maintain that hip pressure and that outward rotation of the leg, right? It'll make it very uncomfortable for them and difficult for them to scramble. Yeah, hip extension. Yes, 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 yes. You're using your leg to manipulate their leg so they roll over. Exactly. And you can also just work your back takes in there, right? Normal, typical back takes, right? You don't want them landing flat on your belly. Good job. So I'm going to give you guys another option from the Turk, right? You don't always have to pull them over to their belly. Sometimes if you're able to pull them over to the side, you can just regain the back. So, I'm going to continue the motion over, right? So I'm continuing them over, right? I don't have to go all the way. As soon as I get them to the side, I can close and I can use this armpit, my hand in their armpit to pull them up. This knee is going to cut to their back. Now I can read the paper back. Okay, so back to the Turk position. I'm turking them over. This time there, I want them to land more to their side. Okay, I'm going to use my hand, that cross body control that's in their armpit, to pull them up. I can close my hand and pull them up. From here, my knee is going to cut through so that I can rotate. Questions? You need to do it again? Okay. Try to maintain that hip pressure first, Amy. So you want to really smash them with the Turk on their side, and then you can post up and cut. Switch. Use that Turk. Use the more of the Turk versus your leg chop. So if you use the Turk more, it's going to be way more hip pressure on them. All right, so really use the Turk in your leg, elevating their leg to turn them over more than your upper body. as you're turkey trot, try to use more of the back of your leg. So focus more on your heel than your toes. I think that's kind of what's making it feel weird, on a little bit awkward for you. You want to use the back of your legs to turn, not the front of your legs. The front of your legs, you're going to be using more hip flexors. The back of the leg, you're going to be using your butt more, which means you're going to be using your hip extensors more. All right. Yeah. So you're like doing that. This. You're doing this and this. I turn my hip up and out. Up and out. And this outward rotation, boom, is what's really pulling them over. Yeah, good job, baby. Actually, this is a good one for you guys to kind of just round for a little bit. Yeah. Cut it, cutting the mangoes, cut it. This jujitsu is way too hot. You need to cut it. Yo, jujitsu. You need to cut it. Cut it. Cut those angles. Yeah. Outward rotate, a little bit more outward rotation with your heel, Amy, to get them over. So right now I'm gonna turn around. All right, so right now you're a little bit like this. Really want to get that out. Yeah, use a butt cheek.
Lift the shoulder to make space. Lift the hand. This is your overhead punch. Your upper press. Go.
Yeah, much better, y'all. Okay, little detail, which is going to help us with the truck, right? Because we're pretty much putting ourselves in a very similar position, but without the actual roll into the truck. So it's very small. You guys are going to use your other leg that's not turkeying to feed the leg to you, okay? It's gonna help you get that lockdown bite. This on the leg, on that far leg or the bottom leg, however you wanna view it for yourselves. And you're not holding onto it as you're turning over, but if you wanted to stay at that position and you didn't want the person's weight to get on top of your chest because you wanted to work a twister, or you just want to work from there to get back into the back, you can, right? So you're gonna lock down on that leg. So I'm healing at the heel. My heel to their heel, and I'm extending it out. That helps me get my foot in. From here, I can switch my feet and roll them over. Even if I just stay here and just use my turf to roll them over, at some point I'm going to use this free foot to bring the leg back into it, right? Boom, boom, right? So I can lock down on this if I wanted to, and then keep it extended. When I'm ready to turn, I'll let this foot go and then turn it over. Does that make sense? So that other leg is not doing anything. It's there for you to use as an assisting agent for you to get a better bite down on the leg. So you have even more control. Just like when we have side control, sometimes we might be grabbing onto holding the person down with both hands. Sometimes we might want to open up our hand and have one free hand to do something. But it's not like that hand is just laying there dead. It's ready to assist the power hand, or in this case, your power leg, to give a better control or to set up for the next attack. All right, so just do the drill again. It's the same thing. Same thing you're doing, you're just being more conscious of that free leg. And then we're gonna get into the truck. All right, so you're being conscious of the free leg, biting it down into a lockdown position, using it to feed the leg back to you so you have a better bite. You're just doing the same thing, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then when you're ready to turk, you're gonna have to let that leg go. Yeah, exactly, Amy. Looking a lot better. Boom. Or you can just work twist your side just with that lockdown leg. Into yep. So you can use that to pull her back over, or you can use it to turn. Yep. You guys lost space.
What we got? All right, guys. We're gonna start punching it out. Start at the.
Very nice.
Full rotation.
You got to get those legs in there a little bit faster, sooner, not faster, sooner than that, Sarah. You kind of waited a little bit long to get your hooks.
You guys ready? Okay, punch it out. Go.
Okay. All right, you guys are getting it now. Okay, let's do the fun one. All right, the fun one for everybody. So we're gonna do the truck now. Okay, there's many different ways we can do the truck. I personally like to do the truck when somebody's super tight and turtle because sometimes it's just very hard to get into this space. The person's being super tight. So you might just need to lean on them for a little bit to get the position that we want, but sometimes it's just like you're wasting time and then by that time they're scrambling. So it's a lot easier to just get into the truck to open them up. So think about it this way. We went from messing with the upper body to open the person up when they're being a stubborn turtle person. Now we're going to be messing with the lower body to open the person up. And it's very difficult for us to protect our lower body, right? Our brain and everything for us to protect it is right here. So opening up this space is going to be a lot harder than it is to open somebody up down here, right? Their legs a lot more unprotected than their head. So the person is her person. Now we're just going to take our knee, stick it, drag it in, right into that knee. Your arm on this side is doing exactly what your arm was doing on the upper body. This time you're going for the legs. Same thing. Heel. Pulling out on the heel so the knee turns outward so it has this bend in it. So then you can drive your leg through. You're going to use this leg to feed so you can get that cross. And now you can pull them over into the truck. When they come back, you really want to catch this foot almost similar to the hold, not catching it for the toe. Either at the ankle, out, or the toes, like right across the foot. And you don't want your hand in here on this side because you're going to get arm bar. So I always have my hand on the outside, and then I can get like a Kimura grip on the leg. All right, so now I have that extension. I can extend the person out if I wanted to, and just start your calf slicer or banana split. Remember the difference? I just broke my for these ones. All right, or I can go back into the back, which is extending the legs, hooking the arm. So when I'm here, extending the legs, hooking the arm, and now I can get back into the floor. Okay, I can stay here if they want to. If they're trying to keep their back flat to the ground, that's okay. I feed my arm through. Now I can get into this. Okay. My hand will be on the neck of the twister. I really want my hand at the temple. Any questions? Thumbs up if you're ready. Awesome. Let me do it. Let's do it. So go back, Amy. Go back. You don't want to, that outside leg needs to be getting control. Otherwise, you're just going to hop over your hips. So scoot back away from the screen so I can see their foot. Not too much right there. Good. So now you get your grip across the hip. No, how you did before. Yep. Now use that outside leg. Connect your ankle to their ankle, right? And or your heel to their heel. So you're going notch to notch and pull that heel completely outside their hip line. Exactly. You don't want to use your knee pit. You still want to stay at your heels. If since it's your dummy, don't worry about it. Exactly. Now start to pull them over into the truck, and then immediately get your hook inside. Yes, 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 yes. And start extending out with your legs. All right. So you want to get that your ankles around their ankle area and start in extend. Yeah, so you're taking the tightening knot where it's here, when it's closer to your body, it's looser. When you extend it, you will see this opening. This is wider space. When you extend it, it gets tighter. So you want to extend. So you want here, your arms, your ankles are just gonna get notch to notch and extend out. There you go. So let your bottom heel get from your top of your calf all the way to your ankle. Ankle, yeah. Yeah, extend. From here. I want my foot here, not here, here. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Got 20 more seconds.
Try not to hook your hand in like that, Amy. You can just go over the top of the shin. Yep, you can grab like that, or that hand can go from facing the ceiling to just cupping onto the shin. Yep, you don't need to cross your hands like that. Yeah. Uncross the bottom hand, take it out. Just use your top hand. Yes, exactly. Now switch your hands up. You can either gable grip like this, or you can just hold on. Yes, exactly. Try to pull her top leg, Sarah, more to your head, and then extend. Forcing her to do the split. All right, you guys, let's put it together now. Let's start with the first position. You guys can get to all the same positions from the first position. You can get to all these truck submissions from the first position. Okay, so let's kind of review that real quick. Notice how I'm using the same heel hooking action from the top body. Here, so doing this. Boom, boom, right? I'm in the same position, so I can move from high to low if I want it. Now I'm back here, okay? I can be back here. Boom, pulling this across. I can be moving back up. I can come from here, boom, boom. Oh, now the person comes on top of me, back into the turn, back here, and then continue to hack myself back up. Right? So it's an endless circle that I have. All right. So now you're just kind of flowing with your training partner and your dummy, working from the top way the crossbody control way that we broke the person down, and moving into all the same positions we just did with the truck. You can move into the truck and get into the turn, retake the back, and just keep flowing. Try to put it all together for yourself right now. Any questions? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna put myself on mute because I think it's gonna start to really get loud. Cha, instead of just pulling her back, I want you to lean your lap like you're falling off the top of her head. So you're leaning your body on her head and smashing her head down to the ground in order to pull her over. If you just try to pull a person back, especially if they're super big and strong, it's not going to happen. So you're using your body weight in a heavy part of their body where they can't, to make them not look up, like really lean your lap on the top of the head. You're gonna slide down. Use that other leg to assist, to feed her ankle closer to your leg. It'll help you turn a little easier. Cha. This is the person who I'm talking to. You guys be very careful with that bottom leg. So the leg that I'm talking about right now, Amy, is that outside leg, the one that's shin, that's hooking onto the shin of, not that one, the other one. Yeah, that leg. Be mindful of that leg. Check it out. Amy, if for some reason, like take the shin off, take your hook off that dummy, right? Bring your foot on top of the leg, right? Here, when your leg is in this position, the person can knee bar you, right? You're in a position to get leg locked. So be mindful of that leg, okay? Try not to allow, you see it, Amy? Thumbs up if you see it. Yeah, exactly. Try not to ever allow your foot to get in front of the shin like that, right? Even in practice. So when you're coming out, like you're gonna be like, oh shit, I just got knee barred. How did that happen? Right? Very simple. Keep your leg behind that. Keep that leg, especially behind that leg. All right, last rep, Amy. Let's all look in. Okay. Let's start with Sarah and Cha. Any questions or comments come up to you today about the technique that we learned today?
We do seem to default to using the hook using the front of our leg muscles, but I mean, definitely using the back muscles is there too, and I feel that as a handle, as a clamp or whatever, tension. But yeah, do the wrong way a lot.
Also, like if you overuse those hip flexors, it really doesn't feel good over time. You know, that pinching right here is very painful. So if you start to work more on your hip extensors and building that butt, you're gonna get a lot more out of your athleticism that way. Amy, any questions or comments come up for you on today's technique? All right, you guys, I still want to hear for you. One more last question. So we got 2 weeks left in the month. So about 2 more classes left for a turtle series. Do you guys have anything you want me to address in these next 2 classes? Anything you want me to address regarding turtle? And it can be on the offensive or defensive side.
I think so. Last class was the solution to people trapping the elbow on the far side with the gi, but I think you mentioned maybe having some other thoughts about no gi or yeah.
So this is what I just taught today. Hold on, give me 1 second. So what I just taught today is what I do no-gi when people are being really stubborn and turtle. Other things I do, because we have this guy George who's pretty stubborn and turtle. I just, it's not really a technique. From here, it's like to get people opening up. Exactly, Cha. It's not from here. It's really not a technique. It's just kind of being a bit of a very obnoxious and a bit of a bully. So I'll use my elbows when needed. I'll use my knuckles when needed. I really, because I tend to be nicer to my training partners. I really use that knees and just leaning weight into those crevices as much as possible. And usually when people start to feel little increments of things start to open up, they're going to move and they're going to adjust. So I'm like just trying to either do what I showed you guys today. I'm going to use my hands to snap them hip to hip. Using my hand here, snapping them to the side, snapping them to the side, just to get them to react and opening up. Because the problem with people who turtle is they're being very non-reactive. If I can get any type of reaction or action out of them, it's going to give me an opening to do something, right? And it's just about getting them to open up in any little way, getting them to move in any little way, and then I'm going to cover them and capitalize on that movement. So from here, like I said, there's what I do. I'm sure other people have more answers than me. It's really no techniques from here. It's just about being obnoxious and making the situation as uncomfortable for them as possible. Great question. Any question, Amy, do you have any thing that you want me to address in the next 2 classes? All right, we'll continue with this. I guess, so for the next 2 classes, we'll bring back our leg locks in. We're gonna work it off the truck and then get into detail on the submissions from here, okay? I know I didn't get into detail on the submissions, but that's what we'll do in the next 2 classes, all right? Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys. Oh, I won't see you Saturday. Chow, you're gonna take over my class on Saturday. I'll see you guys on Monday. All right. Take care.
All right, thank you. See you then. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.